Welcome everyone to the next part of the tutorial. In this part, we will see how to check the data of which parameters are required to develop a numerical model in groundwater or karst aquifer or surface water. This window can be opened from the home page of the program or from the results page generated after the evaluation of likelihood. If you want to start from the home page, you will see one button for model requirements for three systems. You can select the one depending on your system. In case of model requirements, all three buttons lead to three different pages because the requirements of parameters are different for different systems. Therefore, you have to click the button depending on your area of interest. Although the set of parameters vary from system to system, the layout and buttons are same for three catchment systems. Therefore, in this tutorial, we will see for the groundwater system, the procedure and functions are same for other systems. On the other hand, if you have selected evaluation option for any catchment system at the beginning, then the button that you will get after evaluation will lead to the model requirements window of that earlier selected system. For example, if you have selected evaluation for groundwater and after evaluation at the bottom of the page, you will see a button titled Go to Model Requirements. If you click that button, you will be directed to model requirements of groundwater.
So as I said, either you can go to model requirements from home page or from the results window. So let's have an example. And in this example, we will go to the model requirements window from the home page. You can see the home page on the screen. And as I already said, the procedure is exactly same from groundwater system, karst aquifer system, and surface water system. So let's do for it for one. Let's do it for the groundwater system. So you can see the arrow where the model requirements for groundwater system button is. Let's click the button.
Let me repeat the tricks which you need to know to get a complete view of any window and table. If you click twice the maximize button lying on the top right side of the page, the screen will adjust to your screen size. You can drag the table both vertically and horizontally to read your desired part. And lastly, if you cannot read the text of any column, you can double click on the right edge of that column. In the table, in the first column, we have the list of parameters that we need to develop a numerical model. The list changes according to the type of aquifer. If you already have the data of this parameter, you will select the availability checkbox. Otherwise, you will keep it unchecked or empty. In the second column, there's a brief description of the application of these parameters. In this column, it is written why these data are needed. It is designed to help the user to understand the uses of the data. Depending on the data availability, you can select which of these data are available. The process is exactly same as the selection of PPCP, which we did a while ago. First, let's assume we do not have any of this data, so we are letting all the checkboxes empty. Now let's click the Evaluate button lying on the top right side of the screen to check whether a numerical model can be built or not. Based on the data availability, modePROCON will show the result. For example, in this case, a model cannot be built without this data. Therefore, the program is saying, model cannot be built, please collect the missing data. In addition, text will appear dynamically in the third column of the table, which was so far empty. In this column, as a remark, the program will provide with the most viable solution to the data unavailability problem. It will suggest how the missing data can be collected and what should be the appropriate way. This feature is designed so that user can have a better understanding of the data collection process. It will also help user to plan the data collection campaign. If user already has any particular data, he should click the checkboxes for that data. In this case, we are assuming we already have the data of all the parameters. Therefore, we are clicking all the checkboxes and then we are clicking the evaluate button. In this case, the old remarks will disappear as the data are available, and the program will evaluate the possibility of developing a numerical or transport model. As all the data are available, therefore modePROCON shows as a result that it is possible to develop numerical model. It will also show further recommendation. Thus, one can check which data are needed, why those data are needed, and what can be done if the data are unavailable. We have seen it for groundwater. Again, the process and layout are identical for karst system and surface water. So you can easily do it for other two types. But as we mentioned earlier, the table varies depending on the type of aquifer. So far, we have seen the installation and key features of the modePROCON program. Thank you for your attention. If you have any other questions or remark, please communicate with appropriate authority.